Okay.
Good morning. First thing I'm gonna tell you is that, I had Bill sign that early by accident, still learning all the signatures, so apologize for that. As of yesterday, county checkbook has $856,869 even, and the jail checkbook has $927,703.65. We are at 92% expended. The county expenses are at 77%. Revenue is 110.93. Jail expenses are at 66%, and revenue is at 139.55. I have 7 towns that have still not sent in their tax money. And other than that, that's all I have.
Okay,
Unless you have questions for me.
I don't have any questions, any?
No, I can't believe that I need to file.
Okay, second,
The discussion, I can't believe that we're supposed to be at 92 expended and not one of our accounts is even close to that.
yeah,
I mean, that's.
Very well, yes. And if I may, I've been sending Karen an email every evening and she's been answering my questions. It's working very well. I'm sorry. I said I've been sending Karen an email most every evening at the end of the day, and in the morning I have the answers to the questions. So it's working very well. We're coming along.
good to hear.
No, awesome, that's all I have.
Okay, so, all in favor?
We need a second on your motion.
It was.
I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
And I just had a question, so.
You're all set in
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
Okay, let's vote, all in favor? Yeah. Vote,
No, Trish. We have to actually sign the warrants now.
yeah,
It's okay.
I
You're
want
okay.
to catch up on the signature and pass them along, Commissioner Waldo. These are some that was the last ones, Karen. I had the other day, I think this is not the one that,
So one that I'm signing here is dated for 10/28 MCRRC. APM reserve warrant for $591,076.79.
So moved.
Thank you, yeah, yeah. And then this one here that I'm signing is for 10/28 state general funds and accounts payable reserve warrant for $806,954.64.
second,
And second,
all in favor?
what are these? It's showing that there's 2 other warrants. What are these other 2?
You have,
Can I have-
yeah, you bring that one up, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you're asking me altogether.
Okay, the first one is 10/13/22. This is
The first one is from the last warrant you signed. This one. Perhaps she does it separate and I didn't realize that.
Oh, okay,
This
so
is
that's
not- this is
the
not-
problem.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. We used to have a breakdown of 4 different warrants that we signed and then Karen combined them 2.
I see.
So
Okay,
that's probably,
what those are.
okay,
All right.
so these were pretty.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
so I didn't realize you put those up. Sorry about that.
Thank you, no problem.
So we didn't have to, hold on.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Trish.
I am, thank you.
That's okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, next up, we get the warrants done. Chris is done, how about Michael?
Good morning, how are you?
Good, you?
Good. I'll be super quick. Radio system's coming along. They're gonna be at Mount Waldo today. And that's the last site that has to come up online minus Liberty, because we haven't come to agreement yet over in the Liberty area. But other than that, they're pretty, they're moving right along, so. We've got to wait a week for Mount Waldo. They got permission up there to put stuff on the ground. But not on the tower, because Blueberry Broadcasting is in the middle of their ratings right now. They don't want the tower to, they're at full power. They can't climb the tower when they're at full power because they FM radiation pretty much, and they don't want to take it offline, so.
That makes sense.
So hopefully next week that'll be fully up and running over there. I did, we came across something that we overlooked when we were doing the radio system. We used the water tank in Belfast as the primary site. It was just a good site to fit everything on. But the voter repeaters are stored at BMA. So what they were afraid of, and this was, they were following the RFP, it was just something that Norm and I overlooked because of how the system is set up now. If we were to lose the link, so everything goes to the water tank and then there's one link back to the comm center. If we lose the link between the comm center and the water tank, we're down. They're suggesting that we put a redundant set of voters at the water tank location. So if one goes down, the other one just picks it up and we don't lose anything. They gave me a quote of $18,180 to do that. I don't know if that's something I'd like to do and take it out of the reserve if we can, but that's up to you folks.
Could you tell me, this is a general answer, how the situation is moving along? We had a discussion the other day, maybe doing something different than building a new tower, is that?
Yep, so I emailed them and then I followed, I was hoping he was gonna get back to me before today, but he didn't. I followed up yesterday with a phone call. I was actually surprised that he answered the phone because he never does. They
This was to whom?
SBA in Liberty.
Mhm.
And it seems like they're good with it, but he's gonna get permission from higher up. And so they were looking at the half of the repairs and then keep going with the rent increase, but not increasing for 10 years
Yes,
on top of that. He didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but he had to get permission from his superiors to do it.
and the reason I wanted to kind of a general answer, because that would put us in good shape for 10 years without building a new tower. And if you put a pencil to it, it's really a good deal, all the county. So having said that, I wouldn't be opposed to meeting what Mike is asking for this morning, because the most important thing we have is that system have all the backup humanly possible.
Right, but to take it out and.
Yeah, reserve.
So is it your thought to take it out of reserve number 0250261?
Yeah, you really
Communications
need the
reserve.
balance tape, you know, Commissioner Powell.
The balance in it right now is 100,392.
So I would, that's what I would say. So one of you want to make a motion to that effect?
I move that we, spend 18,000. Okay, 18,000 from the reserve of 0261. For this tower, for the redundant.
Voters,
I'll second that.
thank you.
Any more discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye, thank you. So, you understand that what is Mike saying this morning is that we won't have to be concerned with the building new tower. And I think that's the best possible deal we can get.
I agree.
Well, I mean, look at the cost that you found with everything else.
So I'll tell you, and it's like I said, I don't understand why, like the state, with all of the 911 centers, police, radio, everything in the state, why there's not something like in legislature that prevents them from charging for non-commercial carriers on these towers. Because I mean, 40,000 a year is a lot for rent. It's a lot of money.
Perhaps this is something that you and the other directors can bring forward in
Yeah.
the legislature. Mr. Chair, if I may, I had a question for Mike with regards to where are we at with the potential grant money or monies that we were to receive from the federal government. for
I-
upgrade?
I sent an email to Carol Woodcock and she said that, right, and I can't remember what her exact words are, but where the government is stalled right now, I think until after
The
what-
election.
the election,
Election.
that nothing is being done, and I probably won't hear till either after that or till spring,
Okay,
so.
excellent.
And you know, we were talking about, a tower, $100,000, well, we gotta build a tower, on Waldo. That's gonna be maybe 150, so this tower could easily go move. We discussing from 100 to 125 and $150,000, so that's a good job, if we can get that completed, Michael, that's a good job. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Excellent.
That's all I've had.
Well, you made us happy, so
Go ahead.
Well done.
we're all set on your repeaters, that's a good thing,
Great, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Take care.
HR.
I'm here,
Wicked early, so you can like go wicked slow.
But I only have 2 items,
Got any good jokes?
not that I can tell in public.
Okay. Yeah.
And probably should never repeat. Okay, my first thing is, it's through the facilities department. I have a letter from your department head, Keith Neely. He's asking for your approval to hire D'Artagnan Gray as a full-time custodian with a minimum of 32 hours per week, make it effective November 8th. I can do this, November 1st of 2022 at the rate of $18.50 per hour. With the review of the custodial duties, he feels that the time is appropriate and it would also give him the ability to work Dart up to 40 hours a week for special projects. And the second part of that is he would also like you to authorize an expenditure of $1,000 for the necessary training for this position. And that he does have the current funds in his budget.
I was gonna say, I just thought, I think he does have.
Yes,
Yeah,
but he
excellent.
wanted your approval for both.
That's awesome.
Okay,
I'll make the motion for hire.
I'll second that.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Say aye.
And then I will also make a motion to, be able to do
the $1,000 training. Okay, so unanimous on hiring.
I'll second that, but I don't think we even needed a motion on that because.
Well, it's in his budget, but
Yeah.
it's also feeling.
Let's take a vote and then we'll.
Yeah.
go on. All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Okay, and the last thing I have is about our health insurance premiums so that we can start our open enrollment. And I did it right this year, not open season, it's open enrollment. See, there's my joke.
That's right. Good job.
For November 15th, the proposal is to increase the total premium, annual premium for each level by 12%, which equates to employees only annual premium will be $9,250.80. Parent and child will be $17,196.72. Husband and wife would be $18,151.92. And family will be $26,003.52. This brings the employee's premium, keeping the 15%. So they'll still just pay 15% of our overall premium. That'll be split in 24 payments as it has in the past. It brings the employee only portion of their premium to $57.82. Parent and child is $107.48. Husband and wife is $113.45. And family is $162.52.
That's the recommendation of insurance.
I'd like a copy of that when you get time.
Yes, I will make sure that I have it for you by the end of this.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you.
Does that need voted on or are we good?
I'll make a motion.
Second, motion for me, seconded, that we go along with the recommendation of welcome and. Sentence, all in favor?
And I
I
will,
leave that a little bit in the basis because he and Derek are still trying to negotiate something cheaper on the other,
Right.
insurance, so.
so what I'll do is now that I have these numbers down, I will create the worksheet and I'll have it for you by the end of this week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are you on now? You're the only one here.
Oh, I just sit here and listen and I take all the gossip back to Freedom and, you know, we take it from there. You guys stay connected.
Well, send Jason in if you run across him, Kelly.
I think he's over another area, probably is listening in. Let me see.
It's hiding in the back, I think.
I can wave at him and say, you're on. Yep, he's already up and moving. I mean, there you go. You got him.
Had that donut this morning, got me moving.
That sure will.
Good morning.
Morning.
Not much new to report, just still working on the re-entry system computers, getting those set up. Phone system, still researching, the phone system and recorders with Mike. Because again, the recorder currently records the phone system, 911 calls and radio traffic. So we're trying to make sure if we need to upgrade that, or if we can use the existing one, we're trying to do the research on that. So we don't have any hopefully surprises come up down the line. Just working on website updates, notices for meetings, budget meetings, that sort of stuff, and uploading recordings when they're ready, as well as minutes. And then we've had 3 new people at Belfast, 1 new person at the DA's office to set up. So that's been taking up a little bit of time as well.
What do you mean set up in Belfast?
Spillman, we have to do their Spillman logons.
Are they charged through the services?
No. No.
How much time does it take you to do that?
Depending, it's probably about between half an hour, probably about per user, I would say. We have to set them up in Spillman, give them a Windows logon so they can remote into it, and then set them also up in a system called Maine Crash Report System, which reports the crashes up to the state server and then up to, I think it's LexisNexis, where folks can buy a crash report online if they need to. So I think that's the process, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's how that all integrates. But yeah, so they put in diagrams, put in the crash information, and then I don't know if it's the person in the crash or the insurance company or whatever, but I think you can go out and buy those reports if you need it for anything. So
What are we doing with the re-entry computers?
we purchased them new computers because they're still on Windows 7.
Ah,
So I'm just trying to get those upgraded.
wow,
What did I say?
Yeah. So nothing fancy, just trying to get them into 2021 here.
So that been the practice, Belfast for years, and
that's what I mean.
that's what
We
I'm,
have to accommodate
That's-
anyone who utilizes our Spillman.
yeah.
That's my understanding. They don't have rights to set up their own, so we have to have us set up theirs. Searsport, Stockton Springs, or Islesboro, and I think Northport has an officer in the summertime, Northport Village or something like that.
Well, we have, we had a kind of a discussion a long time ago, they kind of died about towns and should they be paid.
Contract with them and.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
some type of cost that they would be
No,
chipping
that's
in.
just why I was asking him how long it took.
Yeah. I think that's all I have for you.
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the town of Freedom is right now experiencing lack of knowledge on using personal phones for public purpose.
Yep.
What is the law on that? Do you know off the top of your head, or can you shoot me an email?
It is my understanding. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
Even though we're being recorded. It's my understanding that any public, whether it be town, county, business, done on a device, whether it's personal or county owned or municipality owned, is public record if you're on the clock, so to speak.
Yeah.
So my biggest concern about that was if you have an issue come up and you're using a personal phone, that could be FOIA requested, subpoenaed, anything else like that. So that's why I'm trying to draw the line. county business should only be done on county devices.
Okay, so that's not an actual law where you have to be on a county device.
It-
It's just.
It's not, but it
Okay.
is, I think it's best practice.
Yeah, okay.
And I went to a FOIA training. I don't remember which one it was. And I don't remember, I think it was last year. I don't know if you attended that one, Barb. And there was somebody from, I almost want to say Knox, the town of Knox.
Sounds familiar.
That did a presentation on it, and he, again, I might be getting the town wrong, but his point was that they did everything on personal devices, and they had some sort of dispute over a road or something. It was something to me that was totally ridiculous. But more or less, the people that were upset with it just inundated them with FOIA requests.
Oh,
And they had to pull everybody's personal devices in and provide all these records and everything else.
okay, so
so-
I can just let the people involved know that if they're going to do that, they are subject to.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And we here with CJIS, the Criminal Justice Information System, we have to face a whole other level of requirements for that. So that's a lot of it. I don't know if there's anything like with personnel records or medical records or anything like that that we have to be in compliance with. I honestly don't know that part. but-
County has to have her own phone as HR because of confidentiality.
Yeah. So I don't know if there might be something with that as well. I just don't know. I'm not familiar with that piece.
Less than 800 people in town.
Yeah. And the other piece of it is, I believe, and Barb might be able to answer this better, 7 years are we supposed to save?
Usually,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
and then
so-
other things can be longer than
Yeah.
they are.
so that includes like email. In theory, it includes text messages,
Mhm.
things like that. So if you were, now there's also the flip side of it, which is, it's my understanding you have to give over what you have. And so you might be able to just say, well, we don't have that, we can't supply it to you. I don't know if there are any repercussions to that legally or
Yeah.
financially or anything. So that's another piece of it is like text messages we're supposed to archive for 7 years.
Yeah.
So if it's on a personal phone, somebody could delete it and we wouldn't.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know sort of thing or whatnot, but it's
Okay, so that's, tells me what I need to know to tell the people involved. What
yes,
the
there's,
repercussions could be.
yeah, exactly,
thank
exactly.
you.
And I think if you reach out to, let me back up a second. I think it's like a lot of requirements. It's open to interpretation. It's just vague enough that you can interpret it how you want.
Mhm.
I reached out to one agency about the text message archiving. And they told me that everybody uses personal phones and they're not supposed to do any official business on them. And if they do, that's on them.
Okay,
So that falls down to them. I reached out to another agency and they said, we're gonna pretend we didn't get this email, so we don't have to think about it. And I won't say any agency names, but yeah, so. So again, it's open to interpretation, I think, much like a lot of government regulations.
I was just wanted to clarify whether there was an actual law involved in that. With all of that you've done, I didn't quite pick up on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's an actual law. I think it's just best practices and
And we can deal with that.
whether, and I try to warn people that if you do use a personal phone, there's a chance that it could get pulled into some FOIA request and
Mhm.
what else they might have access to. I don't know.
Okay, see you at noontime?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Is that today?
Yes.
What are we doing at noontime today? I don't remember.
Maybe it's just the board, but SWCBC
Yep.
is going to be moving finances from KV cog to
Oh, yeah.
WBC.
Yeah, I'll take my lunch break and join if I'm able to.
Yeah.
If I'm invited. So sorry. Apologize.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
All set? Thank you.
And if you have any other questions, let me know and I'll try to
Yeah.
answer them if I can, but if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you.
That works. Thank you.
Moving along, I guess we're up to you.
Yes, and I think we're all in the same position of not having a lot today. You folks are aware that you received a letter from Restorative Justice Project giving their 60 days notice.
Yeah.
I think we just need to make that public record.
When does this 60 days start?
It starts as effective November 1st.
So,
So by January 1st, then it will be available.
I make a motion to accept.
All in favor? I'd like to say while we're talking about that, I've been talking with Dale and, we got a major contractor doing the county and the renovation up to his shop. Dennis Fry is gonna do the renovations over in that shop, and Dennis is a class 1 carpenter. And we'll be starting out in April. And probably we'll be ready to move people in there in maybe October. So that's a good goal.
You're talking about the DA's office up at the EMA.
No, this one over here.
Okay, because you weren't clear. So we're saying it out loud,
Yes,
that we've been kicking around, moving registry of deeds
yes,
into the restorative justice. Or what used to be the old probate,
Yeah.
which makes sense. That we get them out of the old Superior Courthouse, and the DA's office
yep.
would all move up to the sheriff's office. And that would leave that.
So Dale and Stacy, long ago was doing some measuring in there. They got a pretty good idea, and I spoke with Stacy and I encouraged her to hang the phone up someday with the associates, come up there and just have a good discussion of where they'd like to be. And Dennis is going down to the Bahamas for the winter. He'll be back in April. In April, he'll start that job. And they, like I say, they'll be ready to move in. I was kind of gearing up for if we could do that and move Superior Court people about the same time, that put us in good stead to get on to selling the building, and that's what we actually want to do. And I think that's a good thing.
I agree.
So what else about?
We had the minutes, right?
No, and I should have sent you, I did them in the reverse order, but I didn't send them before I was out the October 20th, so you haven't seen them, but I'll be sending them to
All right.
you at the end of the week or early next week.
All right.
You have your, just a reminder, which I'm sure I don't need to remind, the public hearings tomorrow night, 6 p.m. I already sent the agenda out a while
Yeah.
back. I'm gonna send it out again today to everybody, just to remind everyone. And a few people have been checking in just to ask whether or not they should come, and I always recommend it. I tell them it's not mandatory, but I recommend it. So, I believe that's all I have for you.
Okay, I got a executive session that I'd like to have under miscellaneous business before we adjourn. Non-public business, I mean, excuse me.
So it's executive session.
And that F, non-public information.
Yes.
Or,
Okay. Do you want us to, if we have any miscellaneous first?
Yeah,
and then-
sure. We can bring
I
on-
mean, I don't, but I just, I just, you know, the steps there, you know. I want to get a donut. That's all I got. All right, you go get your donut.
Yeah. And we won't be doing any more after that if you.
Yeah.
You're going home.
Oh, no, no. Okay, I'll just write down that you came out at 10:15.
Yeah,
Okay, who made that motion? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
me.
Okay,
Sure.
and
Amy seconded,
who did?
Amy.
Thank you very much. Okay.
And we're ready for, we're gonna talk a little bit more now.
Okay, should I?
Commissioner Johnson has something which he wants to bring up.
Okay,
I would like to, also, if people didn't know about it, Belfast Creative Coalition is putting on a conference this weekend at the Crosby Center and Hutchinson Center, different places over the weekend, but with awareness for the opioid crisis that we have. It's also kind of a follow-up on a conference that we did over 2 years ago. And but because of COVID, we weren't able to do it every year. And raising money has been good, but I think it would be nice if the county was able to donate or contribute $2,000 toward the expenses of the conference. And possibly take it from, the. I don't know, I need to say where to take it from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, take it from the, money that we received for the settlement of, the, opiate, litigation that's been going
Yeah.
on. So that's something I would like to make a motion that, we do that.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so
All in favor, say
Yeah, and we had some very good discussion with regards to it, and Betty unfortunately felt that she hadn't received the information on the opioid settlement, so I explained to her that there was a link that gave you a printable 750 pages as to how you could expend it. I will provide her with my printed version, so she doesn't have to waste the paper. But, so the motion has been made and seconded. All good?
all in favor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you
all.
very much. Appreciate it.
That's, I don't think we have anything else to bring up today.
I move that we adjourn.
Excellent.
Okay.
You know, looking at Deed's budget.